Scalable mastermind model. This is the mastermind insight of the week that's been on my mind, which is when launching your mastermind group and then growing your mastermind group, how can it be built in a way that's scalable? And there's a lot of problems right now that aren't addressed just out in the marketplace. Like, say, one way to do this is just take everybody through the first, 90 days or even a year. But then that means enrollment is closed and you got to do it every year. Or people are 6 months in and then new people do come in. They're okay with coming in while everybody's on a certain track. They can try and get caught up, but that can be a lot of lifting, so to speak, for them to get in sync. And people are farther ahead. So this has really been opening up to me on the pieces of the scalable mastermind model. And it sounds very calm when I say it, but it has not been calm at all. Because what I found, at least, is like simplicity typically happens when there's a lot of complexity, there's a lot of pressure, there's a stress, there's a boiler cooker, tossing some overwhelm there, and going through all of that dissolves and distills into that simplicity. Now, I feel like it's not always like that. I don't want to believe it always has to be like that. However, in this case, it's definitely been that way, of feeling the different pressures and how to find this model that's evergreen, that's scalable, that a person can join in when other people are 3 months in or other people are years in. How can that merge where everybody is getting exactly what they need when they need it, and still following a proven roadmap that gets what? Results, 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 results. And because it would be a lot easier, right, if you could just slap a bunch of courses in the mastermind membership and say, hey, the content library is all there. Like, it's not bad, right? It's not bad. However, if we truly care about results, what are the results people are getting? What's the time frame people are getting those results in? What are the steps they need to take? What's the percentage of the mastermind group getting through these milestones? So this is, I believe, this is the cutting edge of info products right now, is that it's not about more, it's about less. It's not about how much you have, it's about the results. And so that's, I believe, calling all these different models up to a higher level for results. So one of these pieces has come in recently that I want to share with you, which is the course content. So what happens when, for example, say you go through 9 weeks or even 6 weeks of course content with people. Some people go new, join in new after that into the mastermind. Well, do they got to go through all 6 modules, 9 modules in order to be up to speed? Because that's a lot to get up to speed with everybody. And even then, is it necessary to go through all 6 to 9, modules in order to get their first milestone result? Or is there a milestone result that they can get in the first week? And if that's the case, do they need all those modules? And that's what I really found, is like, I've done so many, I had done, when this started clicking in, I had done 10 courses myself, and I always followed like 6 weeks. There's a module, there's a problem for each week, there's a solution, there's resources. And it was fantastic, and it's good, right? It takes people through, people feel the value, they like the value, and it's good. However, when I started consulting with people, all of a sudden certain things clicked where people were launching their mastermind in 5 days, 6 days, 8 days. And I was like, whoa, this is wild. We don't need 6 weeks for a person to get launched. We don't need 9 weeks to go through every part of the method. Like, what do we, so that started just turning my brain into a pretzel of like, okay, what is happening with these one-on-one calls? And then what is able to be given to a person that they can get ready to go right away? And that was confusing. That was a lot of pressure. So if you ever feel, as a mastermind leader, planning out your content curriculum, and you feel stressed or pressured in any way, it's okay. Fellow mastermind leaders understand you, because that's part of the value, right? Is taking all this knowledge you have and all these layers and putting it into a step-by-step. deal. So I've had a blank screen here longer than I anticipated. However, I really want to set the stage of what is the reality. And it's really not, I feel like it's an unspoken rule too, because what's happening in like courses and programs, people will just do that. And they're like, well, it's up to the person to, have success with the program. All the content's there. So-and-so made their results. So-and-so made the results. And like, I believe that's true. And I believe that's half the truth, because we can optimize a learning track for someone, just like with leading a team. We can optimize an onboarding process, can optimize a step-by-step, just with like, sports teams. We can optimize practices, games. So I believe the same thing is with education and helping clients get results. So the distinction this week that I want to share with you is courses, and it is checklist courses. So this is a new innovation. I've never seen this and in this concept. And this has been the key for me, is to look at it through, okay, all this content, all these modules, you can put them in all these frameworks and they all look good, sound good, and are good. However, if you had to bet money on a student's, or a mastermind member's track, which one would you bet money that they're going to get the results? So checklist course is just radically simplifying this and just being like, okay, where they start, where is their first milestone, whether that's a week or a couple weeks, whatever that is. Okay, great. Now let's reverse engineer. What are those steps? Put them right there. And then that is the course. It sounds so simple, but it took so much, so much pressure to come through with this. So happy to share it with you. As simple as it is, it's a simple checklist. Yes. Can you put videos in that checklist? Absolutely. So that's the course mini videos content. And bite size is I'm a fan of, because I just find people do better with bite size videos, because otherwise if it's a 90-minute recording, they got to wade through it. And like, I typically find there's momentum, there's a flow with these bite sized topics. So putting them in a checklist. And then if there's any templates or frameworks that you need to link from there, or spreadsheets, boom, they have them right there. And so then it's just very simple. They just go through it and they're good to go. And even, it's not even like, video courses over here, templates over here, like all this stuff already, what are we doing? We're like decreasing the probability of results. And so one checklist, little videos, the templates. And so that's been the mastermind insight of the week, is that the scalable mastermind model, this piece, and what I'm starting to learn is that I'm starting to identify these different pieces of the scalable mastermind model that is innovative. And so, and it's things I've not seen anywhere, ever, anywhere. It's solving these problems that are really unsaid in the coaching industry, or they're said just behind closed doors. And so checklist courses, taking a look at your mastermind members right now, what is that next milestone for them? Or what is that first milestone? If you're thinking about new members, what is that document that you can have where they go through step by step in that checklist, and then they get the result? And so that's what I want to invite you today to consider and to think. And then also, one little thing here, and what we'll do in the flow state experience, is taking a look at the David Hawkins scale of consciousness with peace up there, peace 600. So part of this process for me is there's been so much complexity where I'm just like, okay, I got to just rise above the complexity. I got to get my emotions in a state of peace. I got to get my mood in a state of peace. I got to get my posture in a state of peace. And yes, I got to get my energy in a state of peace. I say all those things because those to me define energy, and just leading with energy, for me at least, seems ambiguous at times. So mood, posture, emotions, energy, peace. Okay. You start imagining imagining your mastermind members going through the checklist, getting results, posting about it, excited about it, moving on to the next one. And they're just on this conveyor belt of success for what you're guiding them through. So imagining in that's what I've really been doing, is imagining that, feeling that, seeing that, and then being, okay, what are the thoughts that bubble up? What is the checklist, what they need? So that's why I invite you to do as well. And that's been the Mastermind Insight of the Week, checklist courses as a part of the Scalable Mastermind model.